That is laid back. So look, one thing I want to address, because I know a lot of people have been asking, and a lot of people have just been blowing my phone up. I haven't really been on the phone. I haven't been on social media like that. But people have been texting and calling, DMing, emailing, smoke signals, message by pigeon, carrier, all type of shit. And just wanted me to talk about how do I feel about the Stepping Stone song from my brother M. And, I'm not going to address that right now. I'm not going to talk about it because I don't feel like I need to talk about it right now. When I'm ready to talk about that shit, I will talk about it. But right now, I'm still processing it, so I'm just not going to talk about that shit. It's still in process. I have, of course, some mixed feelings, and it was just a lot of mixed emotions. But I'm not going to talk about the song. I'm not going to do that shit. Not going to do it at all. Not right now. So respect our privacy as far as that shit go. I can tell you that the way it came, I can tell you how I heard it, let's say, I say I got a call like midnight, no, not midnight, 10 o'clock before the album dropped. Con artist, Mr. Porter called, and he told me it was a song that M was putting on his album, and it was dedicated to the group. He said it was dedicated to the group, and basically it's like, he was like, it's like an apology song. And I'm like, huh? He was like, yeah, it's like a shout out to the group. It's not a diss, bro. It's not a diss at all. It's just how much he loved the group, and he's sorry. He's saying stuff like his bad. He's sorry about a lot of different shit, and it's basically stuff that the group already knows. And I was still a little bit confused about it, but I was like, okay, all right, cool. That's what's up. Because I didn't even know the song existed until he called 2 hours before it came out. So, shit. The next day, I pretty much just, I woke up. I've been, like I said, I've been not well. So, I just was like, all right, fuck it. I didn't have energy to deal with it. So, I woke up. The phone was, flooded with missed calls and text messages and all that shit. And, like I said, I didn't really get a chance to process anything because the whole time, one of the reasons it's hard to process because the whole time I'm thinking this is not what Proof wanted to happen. You know what I'm saying? He was adamant about protecting his brand and keeping our inner problems within the camp private. You know what I'm saying? So it was still a shock to me. Like, damn, I don't know what the fuck to think about this shit.
Right.
But he always, Proof always instilled that. He instilled that in me, and I still believe that, I still believe that's how it should be handled to this day. I don't know. It's just so many people just running their mouths and talking and telling me, or telling other members what they should do and how they should handle it and whatever. And I'm like, first of all, it's not a diss record. Stop doing that shit. It's not a diss record. He said how he felt. And I will not disagree with how a person feels, you know what I'm saying? And I can never do that. I'm not doing that shit. That's how that man feels. That's how my brother feels, and I can respect how he feels. But I'm gonna handle it how I'm gonna handle it. When I talk to him, I talk to him. But for right now, it's just that's not something I want to address. I'll talk to him myself. I don't need to do that. I can walk in there and talk to him anytime I want. So that's what I'm gonna do. But it's just a lot of people calling and asking, a lot of people who've been riding with us, supporting us, putting in work for us from the start, and they just asking, what the fuck is going on, man? What's going on? So I'm going to talk about it when I'm ready to talk about it. But, I saw some people saying it was a podcast, and my brother Nan said, the group was over in 07 when we was arguing on Twitter, and I'm like, I wasn't even on Twitter in 07. I don't think hardly nobody was on Twitter in 07, but, so I'm like, what the fuck? Nah, I wouldn't. First off, I don't even argue. I don't argue with people like that. I don't argue, especially on Twitter. I don't do that. I think I joined Twitter like in 09 or maybe 010 or something like that, but, I don't one thing I don't do is talk about in a negative way. I don't talk about any of my group members to nobody in public in a negative way. Whatever quarrels that we may have or any problems that we may have, we handle that shit with each other. I don't need to go online and air out anybody. I'm not doing that shit. That's hoe shit. And I'm not involved in the hoe shit. I wasn't brought up in hoe shit, so I don't go and do that type of shit. And we just don't do that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like, publicly, we don't make spectacles of each other. We're here to bring each other up. We lost too much. This group has lost too much. We lost Bugs the day we got signed. The day we found out we were going to get signed. We lost. You know what I'm saying? I'm not dealing with no virtual bullshit when I have people physically here who I can say, I have a problem with you, bro. I got a problem with you, my nigga. So I'm not doing that. I'm not doing it, and I never have done it. So it wasn't the fact that niggas was arguing online. Like, I know Biz and Swift exchanged a couple of words online, but that wasn't mean that didn't mean that the group is over or anything like that. So that was like in maybe 09 or maybe 2010. I don't remember, but it definitely wasn't in 07. It wasn't in 07. I think Twitter was a whole different platform then on that shit. But we wasn't doing that shit. We wasn't arguing with each other like that. Well, I wasn't. I definitely won't, and I won't exchange on Twitter or any other platform because, like I said, my people call me. Mr. Porter calls me. Swifty calls me. And whoever have a problem with it, with each other, we deal with it with each other. I don't deal with that type of shit, and we don't do that. So, and besides that, I would just have to say, I've always been the peacemaker, and you can ask anybody that. I'm always the peacemaker at D12. I'm always, just trying to mend the fences. I don't take sides with people. I take the side of what's right and what I feel is right. And if you're wrong, you're wrong. And I expect the same thing from them. And I always have. I've always been fair. I always supported. And I've always been just a loyal person, a loyal soldier, a loyal warrior. And that's just what I am. So I always keep in touch with everybody. I don't do the arguing shit out in public. So I didn't do that. Swift, Biz, they might have exchanged. They did exchange a couple of words, but what group doesn't have problems? You know what I'm saying? People have problems, and if the group was over because some niggas got to arguing online, then or just argue, period, it would be no fucking hip hop groups ever in life. It'd be no rock groups ever in life. It wouldn't be any group because motherfuckers argue, motherfuckers fight, niggas can put hands on each other. I've seen. And still be a group. There's old ass groups out here who hate each other and hit that stage and still make music. So, you know what I'm saying? That's that'd be furthest thing from the truth that it was over in. It was never over in. I would say that that groups fight and people will continue to fight. You give me one group that doesn't fight, and I'll tell you it's a whole bunch of niggas telling lies to each other because friends tell each other the truth. And sometimes the truth is a hard pill to swallow, so, or, you just might not like to hear certain shit. Or people just get on each other's nerves. You deal with your family for a certain amount of time, you're going to argue, you're going to fight, but that doesn't mean it's the end of the family. So, that shit doesn't end. People argue all the time. Shit, Denon and Proof argue all the time. They argue to a point where Denon didn't even want to show up to the studio. He did a lot of his verses for the second album at his house because he didn't want to deal with Proof. You know what I'm saying? So people argue, people fight. It doesn't mean they didn't love each other. It doesn't mean that the group was over. But, that's just how it was. That's sometimes how shit happened. So that shit is just confusing to me when, talking about the group is over because of a spitter stack. That's just, nah. I just think, when it was another